Many people come into this knowledge and this insight and so forth, and they're still fostering old beliefs that have kept them bound for years, and they're wondering why they can't move beyond their current situation. Old belief isn't serving you. Change it.
In other words, when you're sitting in silence, you got to face all of these things face up, because it's just you sitting there thinking feelingly about what, and that's creative. You see, you're still being creative, even if you're thinking negatively. You're still being creative of a negative situation, because everything is created by choice, and you have choice. What are you choosing? See, I'm trying to bring this down to the level where, as you think you are, that really is a statement that says it all, if you really listen to it. As you think you are. That was the message. Jesus gave you that message. God gave you that message. The disciples gave you that message, that as you think you are. Why wouldn't you examine what you're thinking so you'll know what you're going to be? And if you know what you're going to be before you be it, then you can change it. You're always thinking ahead of your evidence. It's a simple message, isn't it?
It is. And I like the simplicity of the message because it goes back to, as you think you are. If you just take ownership of that statement in your everydayness.
That's it. You're right. Yes, absolutely.
Own it. And start thinking about what it as I think I am. Okay, so what am I manifesting today? Am I happy with? Now, if you're happy with it, stay with the thought. But if you're not happy with the current manifestation, what needs to happen in your thinking? What makeover do you need to make in your thinking to change your thoughts and change your world? Would you agree?
Well, yes. It's like you were saying, the money in the bank. Okay. If you're thinking about the money in the bank as a negative, then it is a negative. If you're thinking about the money in the bank, or it isn't in the bank, that's just a fact at the moment. But there is always change on the horizon if you'll arise to it. Because it's as you think you are. If you're thinking what you don't have, you get more of what you don't have. And you don't have anything. Because it's as you think you are. Not how hard you work, not what you do with your money, but as you think you are. And all you have to do is watch what you're thinking feelingly about, because that is your world of experiencing, even if it's no money in the bank. But you have to stop thinking about what you don't want. I know it's with you at the moment, but you have to stop thinking. You have to let it go. If you don't let it go, you'll suffer the rest of your life. And sooner or later, you will let it go, but why wait and get more knocks and blocks in your world, as Neville would always say. And that's what most people are doing. They're building on a foundation that just won't hold anything. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. They're building a case for their lack. And I like that you said, at the moment. See, you often say you're thinking ahead of your evidence. So at the moment, evidence is based off of past thinking. Shift it.
That's it. Look, you're going to do so sooner or later. Why put it off? Right?
Absolutely.
You're called one by one, but that's it. You have to set the record straight on yourself. You see, you're judging yourself right now probably negatively, which you should not do. Because all that, look, if you're telling somebody what they're doing wrong, that just makes them angry. It doesn't change their mind, does it?
It does not.
And it's the same thing with you. If you're being negative to yourself, you're not changing yourself. You're just embedding a whole mass of thinking negatively, and it just spews out into your world because it's a vibration. Every word is vibration, and every word looks for the fulfillment of that vibration by finding the other vibration. And that, in other words, what you're thinking about, what you're feeling after, is thinking about you and feeling after you. Because it's self in self and risen drama. But is it a rising drama, or is it a sinking one? It's always up to you. I will think this way, or I will not think this way. Change your mind, change your world. If you just remember that you can actually change your world just by changing your mind. It's not a physical event, it's a psychological event. It is a psychological drama, isn't it?
It is, and I like that you said change is not a physical event.
No.
It's a psychological event.
It is. So you still go about your daily taking care of whatever you have to take care of. But at the same time, you're still in a mood. Is that a constructive mood that you're in? Or are you feeding the negatives that you're feeling? You see, you're actually building your world moment by moment and changing moment by moment. So you can change your mind, and that changes your world, because the first does the second. It's not a physical labor thing. It's a psychological thing. As within, so without. That's your world of experiencing. So when you change the thinking within, that changes the model, and your world is different. You have to accept it. See, nothing's being forced upon you or actually taken away from you without you first thinking feelingly that that's the case. So think only on things that are lovely and of good report, and that's what you'll be experiencing, correct?
Absolutely. And we deny our miracle when we say that person was special. That person was special. Oh, they were talented, and that's why they were blessed with this money. That's why they were blessed with this following, this group, this audience, whatever. If we look at the Nevilles of the world, or we look at the Dr. Murphys of the world, or if we look at the Bill Gates of the world, and we say that they were the exceptions, then we miss it. Because God is no respecter of person, and what he's done for one person, he'll do for another. Would you agree?
That's it. Like you said, paying attention. Because that's your life. Paying attention. What are you paying attention to? That's what you're giving life to. And if you're suffering, you're feeding your suffering. Let it go. I know it's painful. I know it's terrible, feels bad. I know being broke makes you feel terrible. But you understand, this isn't something you have to correct. It is only asking God to correct it and accepting the correction. Because you're told that when you pray, believe that you have already received it, that you already have it now, or you don't. It's as you think, you are, you do, you have, you be. If you can just remember that little statement, you'll catch yourself setting yourself up or setting yourself free. But you can bind yourself forever in some ideas if you don't change your mind about it, right?
Absolutely. I like that you said, let it go. But then you went on to say, it's not your part to bring about the change.
Yeah.
That's God's part. Your part is to change your thinking, to change your world.
Yeah, when you ask for what you want, you did your part. That's it. You did your part. You asked for what you wanted, and God says, okay, yours. Now, can you accept it? See, God's already said, yes, you turn to me, I'll turn to you. Well, what would be your problem if God turns to you? And he is with you all along, but you have to recognize him. See, he says, I suffer with you, but you behold me not. So he's actually suffering with whatever you're choosing to do in this world. So that's why you're told to think only on things that are lovely and of good report. Oh, wow. It is a wow, isn't it?
It is a wow. It is a wow. And the thing is, the acts on our part is a change of mind.
That's it. That's right. That's what it is, a change of mind. And that seems to be very, very difficult for people to do, to change their mind. And the thing of, and keep it changed. See, that's it. Yeah, I mean, you can change your mind for the moment, but what about an hour from now or 5 minutes? See, that double-minded man stuff really doesn't work. And he tells you right away that the double-minded man, he doesn't expect anything. And that's what he gets. Nothing. You have to be it. That's what Scripture's been telling you, chapter after chapter after chapter. Be it. Don't think about it. Be it. And I for years, I thought about it, but it didn't do anything, thinking about it. You have to think from it. Your dream, your mission, your goal. You're thinking from it. This is what I would be doing. This is how I would be doing this. You're in your dream, dreaming it. It's being built for you as long as you stay focused. And that's what it's all about, is focus. That's how you're spending your time, or you're investing your time. If it's profitable, fine, go with it. But if it's not, drop it. You're the one choosing. See, you're the one choosing. If you don't choose to drop it out of your life, then it stays with you. And nobody can take it away from you. Like he said, nobody can stay my hand. So whatever you choose, it'll stay with you. But whatever you drop, and when you drop it completely. Oh, I know it'll come up now and then in thought, but all you have to do is say, oh, yeah, that's gone. So, and then go on thinking something else different, because that's what it is. If a man will order his conversations aright, he'll be shown salvation. And that's what everybody's looking for, isn't it?
Absolutely. And salvation is that end result, that thing that you want, that thing that you desire, that thing that you choose to be. Somebody said something today, and it was actually profound, and it was true, and I understood what they were saying. But he said that he did not believe in becoming. And the truth of the matter is, we're always being. We're always in a state of being. But if you're presently being what it is that you don't desire to be, and you want to be something else, we kind of call that transition becoming. But you're always being. You're in a state of being, even good, bad, or indifferent. Would you agree?
Well, until you reach Godhood, you're all becoming. Because it's a self in self and risen drama. You do it in stages. Nobody gets it all at once, because that would burn you. It'd just be ashes. But no, actually, it is in stages. I mean, nobody, you start just like when your ABCs and you were going over and over and over them. Maybe you get 5 letters, and then maybe you get 7 letters, and then 10 letters right. But it works with us that way too, because you see, we have a lot of prior conditioning, a lot of prior information from sources we really don't know anything about, and a lot of times we accept ideas just based upon what somebody says, and that's not a good idea, because you get a lot of falsehoods in your life, and you've accepted them, so you don't know they're falsehoods, but yet you suffer the consequences and the ramifications of what they're trying to tell you. Attitude awareness and imaginational control is your way out. That's it. Attitude awareness and imaginational control. Because imagination is God himself. And he gave you control. He gave you choose a state. What are you choosing? All you have to do to find out what you've chosen is just look at what you're doing, what you're being now. That's what you have chosen. If you want to change it, then you have to change what you're thinking ahead of your evidence. And you have to claim your evidence. If you don't claim it, then you don't know you're doing it. Understand? The negative, yeah, you still have to claim it because that's you doing it. And once you get the idea that it's you doing it, you'll change it. But you have to focus on it. So when you say?
Absolutely. And I guess I could say another name for becoming would be growing. You know, Scripture says that we go from glory to glory. Would you agree?
Yeah, actually, it's just remembering. Actually, we're not actually growing. We're just remembering what already is. You see, you're not making something new because creation's already finished. It's just focusing on what you actually choosing creatively. I'm called down every once in a while saying, what are you saying you're creating? Well, no, you were given choice to choose, so you have creative choice. What are you choosing? Because you're choosing all the time. Every day you're choosing, aware or unaware. All we're trying to tell you is that choosing aware is much, much better than being chosen unaware. And the thing of it is that you are choosing or you're being chosen for. And being chosen for, sometimes that doesn't work out too good. That's your decision. You're given to choose this day. Do it wisely, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm kind of glad that we touched on that. So the truth of the matter is that we're all choosing. The question is, what is it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. What are we choosing?
Yeah, right. Yeah. You know, the thing of it is that actually we're all liars to ourselves. And that's what we want to do. We want to catch ourselves setting ourselves up one time. Because when you really catch yourself setting yourself up, you realize that it's you setting yourself up. So if you have the say to set yourself up, then you have the say to set yourself free, because it's a choice, right?
Absolutely. I like that you said that we're all liars. The truth of the matter is that with many of us, we've lied to ourselves so long that we've begun to believe the lie.
That's right. That's right. Can't do without it. Can't do without it, can't do with it. Boy, it's a tough spot. But you know, actually, you're told to bring heaven on earth. So what is earth now?
Got to be the opposite.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's right. And if you'd asked, I'd say at least probably 80% of the world feels they're in hell. So bring heaven on earth. You're told that you can do that. You're told that you can do that. You can bring heaven on earth. You can. And all it is, it's just an idea that you feed regularly. That's all. Just like you feed the negative, you feed a positive. Think only on things that are lovely and of good report. Look, I know I'm not trying to get into what the different problems people have. The thing of it is that you have to remember that God is all things to all. So if you're liking it, then it draws to itself more to like. If you dislike it, it draws more to itself to dislike. So it's you all the time thinking feelingly about what? That's all you have to ask yourself. About what? What am I suggesting to myself? See, you got to watch those self-suggestions. Boy, some of them are really potently negative.
The challenge is because the manifestations don't always appear to be immediate.
Yeah.
People like to believe that, of course, their thoughts are not manifesting. You know, whether it be finances or relationship, good health, whatever, they think for a moment on these things, and then they abandon the thought. And then they say, of course, it doesn't work. But, of course, the truth of the matter is they hadn't worked it. Would you agree?
Actually, it all works. That's every time you open your mouth or talk to yourself, it works. Everything works. It can't not be. See, that's also the hell of it. It cannot not be. If you said it, your say's valid, you suffer it, or you enjoy it. Look, you're entertaining yourself, thinking feelingly about things in the world, but is it lovely and of good report? See, I'm trying to show you that there is actually a scientific reason for why it works, positive or negative. See, it always works, one way or the other, because that's why you were given choice, so that you could choose better than the worst. But that's not what most people do. They have to focus on the worst. I mean, look at what's on TV. What is it? Negative, negative, negative.
Well, you initially said, look at what's on TV. I was going to say, do I have to? It's terrible. I mean, the truth of the matter is to find something positive, and unfortunately, media believes that positive media doesn't sell.
They're taking the route that gets the most for them.
Absolutely.
That's it. But what does it do for you? See, in other words, what you're doing is watching TV. That's the reiteration and reiteration. And that's what we want you to do on the ideas of you dreaming your dream. It's a choice. You know, if you want to think of the negatives, well, feel free. You're given, you can do so. But the thing of it is, then you suffer the consequences. And then that you really don't care much about. But you're still doing it. You're doing something all the time. You're thinking feelingly all the time about what. That's all you have to ask yourself is about what. Is it leading me where I want to go? Because, look, your thinking feelingly in yourself is leading you where you want to go. Just like a leash on a dog. Only go to the end of that leash, and that's it. Cut the leash. Let it go. I know people tell me all the time about things that happened to them in their past that could not possibly have anything to do with today or now, but yet they keep going over it in their mind, upsetting themselves. And I said, it upsets you. Why do you think about it? So, well, I can't not think about it. Well, yeah, actually, you can. That you're given to do so. But it's like anything else. To do it right, you got to practice, right?
Absolutely, and I'm glad that you used that P word that so many people hate. You know, we talk about going into the silence. We talk about practicing right thinking. You know, and I get so many people that say, you know, I'm not successful at, controlling my thoughts, meditation, contemplation. And the truth of the matter is, we just haven't taken time to practice.
You just haven't done it. That's it.
Absolutely.
That's Absolutely. It. Do it. It does not say try. I used that word for years. And all it does is give you an out even before you start something. It doesn't say try. It says do a thing, and you shall have the power. You see, trying gives you an out even before you start. Well, I tried. Look back at how many times I said that. I tried. But it doesn't say try. It says do a thing. A thing. Just think of that. It tells you to do a thing. That kind of leaves it wide open, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So there you are, and you have choice. And there it is, wide open, a thing. We're just not choosing rightly. We're not ordering our conversations aright. We're just letting thoughts, ideas flow through, and whatever catches your attention, that's what you think upon. And you see, whatever you do think upon is drawing to itself more of a like idea. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. When you said that, the first thing that came to my mind was Jesus' parable about cleaning the house and getting the negative spirits out. And, of course, once you've opened that floodgate to start thinking about that negative spirit again, it brings friends multiplied. Would you agree?
Yes, I do agree. It actually, Scripture is divine history. It's not secular history. The stories of Scripture have an essence to them that is not really being told correctly. It's all states of consciousness. The whole vast world is in states of consciousness, and you're given to change your states of consciousness. And that's what you do when you choose this day. You're changing. And that's what this is, a world of ideas, attitudes, and change. So you can change. It's given that you can change. Change your mind, change your world. The fact that it tells you to change your mind tells you that you can change your mind. Why would God tell you to do it if you didn't think you could do it?
Absolutely. And I'm going to say briefly with the time that we have left, tools out there. If you go out to Metaphysical Art Theater, you can order the physical CDs of Lindell's 4 talks. They will come with PDFs, but they will also have a bonus gift with them. If you're in another country, you can order the digital downloads also. So for those in the U.S., you can get both the digital downloads as well as the physical CDs. If you're in another country other than the U.S., you can get the digital downloads. But these tools are meditative tools. These are not something that you listen to once and say, I listened to Lindell's CDs and I got it. You don't get it on one time. I've listened to them many times and I'm still getting it. So if you want something to help you change your mind and change your world, get the CDs. As we're winding down, is there anything that you want to say to the listeners about, are we denying our miracles?
Yes, we are. And you know, like you said, listening to them, the CDs, I still listen to them. And in listening to them, even though I know what I'm saying, suddenly I get an idea that fills in and actually expands that idea. And this is years and years and years after I made those. And just listening to them again. And also I remember things. See, if you listen to them often, you'll find out how much you can't remember when you hear it again. You'll realize that you had forgotten it. That's what you want to do. You want to bring it in and make it a mindset so that it operates automatically. When a situation comes up that requires that mindset, it's there. And it's automatic. You don't even have to think about it. But make sure that the mindsets are ones that you've chosen, not those that accepted without feeling what they're saying. I agree with you. It's all mindsets. It's a psychological drama, this play of humanity for every child born of woman. And everybody makes it according to as you think you are. So remember that, right?
Absolutely. Sir, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, it has. It always is. It builds up in you like a release. Because as they get it, they'll be telling it too. I know they don't think so now, but they will. Because I never thought I'd ever be doing anything like this. And I don't suppose you did either.
I did that early on. I was actually very shy as a kid. So speaking in front of others, speaking to others, that was not something that I saw in my future.
Yeah. Well, that was me too. Okay, Guy. Talk to you later.
Thank you, sir. Talk to you later.